Welcome to our Being Your Own CEO Success Circle. This is a support, especially for solopreneurs. And this morning, we're going to be looking at Canva. So let's just get right into it right away this morning with some introductions. And first of all, I think I'm going to start at the end of the alphabet today. So I'm at the end, even though my name doesn't fit there. So I'm Loan Fuglsang, and I've decided that I'm going to call myself the Elder Website Geek. So I've been having some fun with that. I really like helping retirees start a business online, and I like to support them as they're doing that. So Vivek is next.
Namaste.
And Vivek is in the UK, and he simplifies life and business by unifying different technologies and developing software. So welcome, Vivek.
Thank you.
And we have David Flannery, who is in Illinois, and he creates affordable websites for small businesses. So we seem to be a very small group this morning. I don't know why, but
Possibly because you in Canada have moved your clocks, but lots of others haven't.
I bet that is it.
Yes.
And so we have Javita from Mumbai, India, who has just joined us, and she does affiliate marketing, but she also does Reiki, both online and in person. So welcome, Javita. So you've got a, I bet you're right about that. I bet it has to do with the change in time. Wow. Well, we shall just carry on and see what happens. Some people may arrive later.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. And so basically I wanted to, just by way of a bit of an introduction, to say that, well, recently we've all been talking about Pinterest. In Jay's Wealthy Affiliate webinars, he spent a whole month talking about promoting Pinterest, and that led to going to Canva and creating, because Pinterest requires a specific dimensions, and so we're all beginning to realize that Canva is, I mean, we're starting to realize that it's really useful. It has a free version. It does have a premium version, but there is a free version that is really quite adequate to do many things. But it's quick and easy. And that's one of the things that attracts all of us, is that quick and easy bit. And what makes it quick and easy is the fact that there are templates there for almost every social media platform. So you don't have to run around and try to figure out what the dimensions are, what are the shapes and all of that. Canva just has the templates there, and you can create one that's there as a useful one or a blank one, and create your own. It's so quick and easy. So we decided this morning that it would be kind of a nice idea for us to go in and demonstrate. And David has volunteered to do one, but I'm just looking at the chat out there, and there's Richard Clarkson. Welcome here, Richard. Good to see you. We haven't, I think this might be the first time you've come in for one of these success circles. So welcome.
Fred has joined us.
Yes, and I do have my full screen up now so I can see everybody. And so welcome here, Fred. Fred is also here in Victoria. He works with youth and developing leadership for youth. So without further ado, David, you want to sort of dive in?
Yes, I guess I should unmute my mic. I'm going to share my screen, so I need to switch things around so that I can look like I'm looking at everybody.
Now, if you're sharing screen, I guess the question to me is, do I want to be in speaker view or do I want to be in gallery view? So
I think that will be answered after he does share the screen.
Yeah, right.
It goes into gallery view if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Canva, and I'm at canva.com/login. If you look at the chat, I put that URL in the chat so that you can do it. And when you come to this screen, you have the ability to log in or sign up. Now, I have an account, but to sign up is as easy as choosing whether you want to sign up through Google or Facebook or sign up with email where you put in your email and a password. But I'm going to log in. I do it through email because it wasn't available when I became a member at that time, the other two login types. So, oh, that's why.
The password is incorrect, it says.
Come on. It always figures. Now, I logged in here just a little bit ago and everything worked fine. So I'll go to Facebook.
Oh. I always use Google, Gmail or Google too, if I'm gonna use that sort of a login. Interesting. Oh, it takes you right over into Facebook to do that.
No, I have to be logged into Facebook on my.
Oh, and that's probably, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Come on, Facebook, it's unloading.
Yeah, it's not going to let you in, is it?
It's looking like it.
It's saying something about maybe you need to refresh this page. Canva page.
Who just came in? Somebody just arrived.
Jay.
Good morning, Jay. So while David is trying to get in, just introduce Jay for anybody who's out there watching. I know that Roz and Richard Clarkson are both out there. Oh, good morning, Roz. Just in case you have never met Jay, he also lives here in Victoria, and he helps people create online businesses, and he does webinars for wealthy affiliates. And what else, Jay?
Just general all-around advice.
Oh dear. So David is trying to get logged into Canva and he's having trouble, even though he was just there a minute ago.
Maybe you should stop sharing the screen and then log in and then
Yeah.
So that your login information is not shared all over the internet.
All over the world. Well,
I can take the helm.
Go ahead, Jay. Thank you.
That's his.
Gosh.
That's your phone, David.
Yeah, I shut it off.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I could take the helm if you need me to.
Go ahead, Jay.
All right, stand by. Was there anything specific in Canva that you guys were looking at, or David, you want to kind of lead me through what you were going to do?
I was going to make a background for Zoom.
Background for Zoom. Okay,
on my
that.
air fryer site.
For air fryers? All right.
Yes.
Let's make a background for Zoom for air fryers. All right. So first thing we want to do, I'll share my screen. All right, everyone can see my my screen here bouncing up and down?
Yes, yes.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so welcome to Canva. Today we're going to make a background for air fryers. David, did you have a specific dimension in mind?
Yes, 1920 by 1080.
All right, so let me just do this. So just kind of get that canvas ready. So within Canva, there are a plethora of pre-made sized templates right here where it says create a design. So I can just go across, and if I knew I was going to create a Pinterest pin, I can select this one. You know, if I knew I was going to make a Facebook cover, and then also like YouTube channel art, et cetera, et cetera. It also does, what I really like about Canva now is that it's starting to come out with more print related material now. So if I wanted to design a business card, I could do that. So you see it's the 3.5 by 2 inch, and that's actually a print worthy dimension for business cards. So you could essentially design this business card in Canva and take it to the print shop and they can print them out for you. Now, disclosure, I do have the premium version of Canva right now, so there may be features that show up that you may not have, but I just wanted everyone to know that. So, all right. Now, as per David's instructions, what we did do is we created, you know, if there's a specific design or a size that you want, you can do what's called a custom dimension. And that's located here on the right-hand side where it says custom dimension, at which point I can then create a custom size here. Oh. And then create new design, and then I'm good to go. So that is this particular size.
Okay, Jay.
Yes.
Can I interrupt for a quick second? If you go to Basecamp and my David Flannery, you will see my logo. I put a logo in there.
Okay.
For air fryers for home use.
All right.
And while this is happening, like I've been using Canva for a long time, and then there was a break when I wasn't using it, and I find the interface has all changed. Mm-hmm. So they must have, and I noticed that when I go into something that I created before, it asks me, do I want to convert it to the latest version? So they have updated a whole lot of things that weren't there, and things are in different places than they were when I was using it before.
Yes. So they did some feng shui.
Yeah, right. That's a good way to put it.
Very good. So now that I've created this custom dimension, what it has here are some simple layouts or some simple templates that that are, you know, that I can use. So yeah, so I can go ahead and use any one of these, or I can just start with a blank one. So now, because David has a specific logo, I'm going to upload his logo in my uploads folder. So that'll be the first thing that I do. So I'm going to go to uploads, and I'm going to upload an image. And we'll go ahead and upload David's logo, which is there. Like that. Good. So the next thing I want to look for is perhaps maybe something like, well, because it's an air fryer, let's look up air fryer. Well, stranger things have happened. Look at that, eh? So we could see here, there's some, you know, a variety of different things here. So if I wanted to use any of these, now as you can see, I'm going to zoom in so you can see some of these. So go up the top. So you can see here, this one says Pro. Some of these say Pro, and then some of them say free. Right? So for example, this one says free. So I can then use this image for free without any additional charge. The ones that have the word Pro in it says, as a Pro subscriber, you get this premium image for free, which is great. Now, let's say I wanted to have, let's find one that isn't Pro. Down a little bit here. So if I wanted this one, if I were to use this background image, it would cost, I would have to buy the image, license it for $1.39. So upon checkout, if you will, then I would do that. So let's use this one. So if you see, I click on it, it goes on there, but it's not the actual like background. So I'm going to delete that. Now, if I go like this, if I drag it over like that, it then turns into the background. Mm-hmm. Is it? I just random quick question. Is it like an International Hat Day today or something? Like what?
We decided we were going to play. The next time you came with a hat on, we were all going to do it.
Excellent. That's awesome. That's funny.
This is a typical British.
But you guys didn't start out like that, right? Is that, I just want to make sure
I was the only one wearing a hat. Fred and I were.
I want to make sure I didn't take any brown acid from Woodstock here. So, all right. Well, thank you. I feel very special now. Okay, so now I've created this as my background, right? So this is perfect. Looks good. So now, and it happens to be my favorite color.
Yes.
So now that looks good. So now I'm going to go back to my uploads and I'm going to pop David's logo in there. So you see, I just have to click it. Now, just to let you know, if I drag it like this, you see here, then what it does,
over. Yeah.
It takes over. But I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to click this undo button like that. And I'm going to click it. And then I can then do something like this. And that way it covers the French fries. Like that. David, anything else you want on here? I'm still learning how to lip read.
Hey guys.
I thought you had learned. I thought you had done that.
Hey, I have something.
I need someone to sign for me.
Yeah, I have to share something. Roz Boundy is out there in Australia. She said, if I had a hat, I'd be wearing it here. I'm sitting watching you all in my nightie.
That's cute.
Oh,
All right.
dear.
So
Sorry
give me
for
some
the interruption.
That's funny. Give me some direction here, David.
No, that's basically it, because it needs to be uncluttered because it's a Zoom background. So that would work
Yes.
really well.
Okay. Very good. Did you want the domain name somewhere?
Yeah, you could put it down in the lower left-hand corner.
Okay. Airfryersforhomeuse.com, right?
Correct.
There you are, page 1. Make sure I got the domain right. All right, so we're going to add some text. So if I click on text here, so now again, I can just use just that one and go ahead and work with that if I wanted to. Or if I wanted to have a styled one, I can use these kind of what they call font combinations. So what I like to do is I like to, so for example, I like this domain, or I'm sorry, this font. So I'm going to go and click it. And there it is. And then you see how it's two different fonts, but if I move it, it's moving both of them. I don't need both fonts. I only need this one up here. So what Canva has done is it's grouped these two fonts together so that if I move it around, now if I double click, I can edit this one, but then this one's still attached. And if I press delete, there we go. Now, because I've double clicked, now it'll delete. But if I go delete like that, and then it does just the top one. So it's kind of goofy. So what I want to do is I want to ungroup these two fonts. So right here where it says ungroup, there, now they're ungrouped, and now I can select just this one and get rid of it. And now I can get this one, and go like this. And now I can paste. And now I can, obviously I'll resize it. But first I want to camel case. That. And then we will work on a different font size. So we can just start doing this. Let's do 64. 48 looks good. Now, as cool as that looks, it looks a tiny bit squished, right? All the letters are kind of squished together. So I wanna see if I can space them out just a little bit. So if I click on spacing, see I have a couple options, right? I've got this letter one, and you can see here right now it says -50. So that's different than the normal spacings. So I can just go 0. And then take a look there. That looks a little bit better. Like so. And then I think you said lower left, right?
Actually, where you had it was better.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be sitting in front of it, so it's going to be.
There we go.
There you go.
Just move that couch just a little bit to the left, will you?
Yeah, just a hair.
Okay, so now let's.
Can you make it the same green as what the arrow is?
Sure. Do you have a color code for me?
Yes, I do, but it's going to take me a second.
I have to interject. Richard out there watching says he has a hat on, and Roz says, "I bet you're not wearing a nightie though."
You ready, Jay?
Go for it.
4D 9F37.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Can you explain about the layers?
Sure.
Because that was, I was going to do that too, but.
Sure. Okay, so let's use this as an example. Let's just kind of go like this, actually. Okay, whenever you're working in an environment, a canvas like this, so think about whenever you're working in any kind of, like when you're painting something, right, in art, you start with your canvas, and then the next layer that goes, let's say you're watching Bob Ross and you're trying to do a nice landscape. So your first layer above that, your actual canvas, would be your blue background. So you swipe across, you do your blue background, and then what you want to do is then you want to start doing your, maybe a sun or some trees. So the next layer that goes over top of that blue background for the sky would be your green tree. So when working inside of Canva, it's very, very similar in terms of layers. Okay, so layers will rest over top of each other. So in this example that I have, and if I go like this, you will see that our pink circle is on top of our blue triangle. So this means that we are layering our objects, right? So we've got, so on our canvas, we've got our background, we have our blue triangle, and then we have our pink circle. Okay, now let's say I wanted to move my pink circle, or I wanted my blue triangle on the top layer. So what I can do is I can select the topmost layer, I can right click like so, and it says send to back or send backwards. Now, if I go send to back, what it does is it goes to the bottommost layer over top of the canvas. Okay, so it would then be, it would go behind the triangle. If I go send backwards, it sends it back one layer, not to the bottommost layer. So if I had like 5 layers of stuff, and then I clicked send to back, then it takes it all the way down to the bottom layer. Okay, so I'm going to press send backwards. Now my triangle is the topmost layer. Now you could do the same thing by selecting the bottom layer, or the one that you want to bring to the front, and do the same thing. So if I click on my pink circle, I right click, you see where it says bring forward or bring to front. So if I bring forward, there we go. So if I want to send it to the back, see what I did is I press send to back. So let's do this. I'm just going to select both of these. All right. So we've got the logo, we have the pink circle and the blue triangle. Now, which one is the bottom layer amongst all 3 of those?
Logo.
Go ahead.
I would say the logo one.
Awesome. You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them what they won, Dave. Tell them what they've won.
Free steak knives. Just send us a nominal setup fee for.
Yeah, a processing fee.
Yeah, processing fee. There we go.
Small process and handling.
The handling. Which
That's
costs
right.
more, which is more than what the steak knives are worth.
Exactly. Yeah. So the bottommost layer is the air fryer. Which one is the next layer?
Pink one.
Pink one. That's right. So pink one.
It would be the blue one, wouldn't it?
Or the blue one. Yeah. So let's take a look. So the next layer would be the triangle. And then the topmost layer would be the circle. So if I clicked my pink circle and I clicked on, and I want it to go behind the logo, if I right click, I go send backwards, You see how now it goes, remember, so we've got 3 layers. So if I did send backwards, it only sends it back 1 layer. But if I did this, if I clicked on my pink circle and I clicked send to back, that automatically puts it to the back of the line. So if I go like that, and there we go. Okay.
So now, can you show us where, like, if you want to connect all 3 so that they act like a one unit?
Sure. Yeah. So if I wanted to group them, I can either drag and select like this, and that selects all 3, or I can go click 1, hold shift, and now I've selected all 3. And then I click here and I press group.
Okay.
Yeah, so there. Now, other thing, now that I've grouped them, now I can see how they just moves them all together. If I wanted to position something in the center, and I wanted to make sure that it was linear and it stayed center, I can then go position, center, middle. So now I know that that grouped layer is right in the middle of my canvas.
Mm-hmm.
So
once they're grouped together, they're considered 1 layer. Even though the triangle is above and the pink circle is below, it's actually considered 1 layer. You can't move them forward or backwards without ungrouping them.
You can, if you double click on the grouped layer. Now I can. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have to ungroup it. Okay. In Photoshop, you can double click and be able to do that. So, alrighty. And that's really Canva in a nutshell. You know, I mean, there's a plethora of other things that you can do with all of this stuff. Oops, there we go. So now I'm going to get rid of these. Like that.
So now, oh, look at those. Aren't those cool? I love it.
Now you're going to put on the peppers for my cat, right? Has peppers and.
Actually, you know what? It would look better if we did this.
Sorry. The other one, the other one has the peppers on it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Anybody have any specific questions? Fred, what about you? I know that you do a lot of things. I don't know for your website, etc. Do you use Canva at all, Fred? And if so, any questions?
No, I haven't used it yet, but I'm certainly going to have a good look at it because I'm working on some manuals and I need some illustrations on some of the pages. How would that work if I've got a Google Doc and I want to add some illustrations to some of the pages?
Great question.
So you would need to get those illustrations in Canva and then import it to Google Docs?
Precisely. So you would then design the illustrations in Canva, and then you can download these. So now that we're done, right? So here, I'll just get rid of that. Everything look good here, Dave? You're happy with this?
Is he missing?
I'm trying to teach you to lip read again. Sorry. Yeah, I'm happy.
All right, good. And where do I send the invoice? All right.
Fred Jones at.
Yeah, that's it. So now that we've completed our document here, or our illustration, so now I want to name this. We'll go AFFHU, and then BG. So that's just, you know, air fryers for home use, BG background. Okay, so that's done. So now I can download it by clicking this. There's a little thing here. Zoom in so you can see it. That says download. So if I click on that, a little option pops up. Now, Dave, you said this is for a background, right? For
For Zoom.
Okay, so we want it as high quality as possible. Now, normally, if this was going to be on your website, like on your own website, I would recommend it to be a JPEG because it's a compressed image size. But because it's not going to be hosted on your own website, you can then afford the higher quality, higher resolution, which would then be a PNG, which is this selection here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press download.
There was an option to select the background when you
And
said
a transparency, and that's
yeah.
Roz is asking, how do you create a transparent PNG file? My understanding is that transparency only comes with a premium.
That is correct, because there's, you see, there's a little crown option right there.
Oh.
So yeah, so that means that the PNG, sorry, the transparent background is only available to
Premium.
And that would be the white background, correct? That would go transparent?
Yes. Well, what you could do is you can kind of do a little bit of a workaround. Just determine where, like if you know, if you don't want to use Pro or don't have Pro, but you want to try to attain a kind of a transparent background, just find out the color where the color of the background of wherever you're going to be placing this, and then just match the background. So, because I can go like this, and then I can go background. So this is just a new page, right? You see here, I can then determine what color is the background, and then I can do my design, and then it's kind of a transparent background, meaning it's not, but we're replicating the color of wherever we're placing this thing.
As long as you don't ever change your color, you're fine.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, 2 minutes in Canva solves that. So
yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
it's better than paying Pro.
Okay, folks,
Yeah.
who knows what a Pro license in Canva costs? I forget. Anybody know? Oh, you're going to look it up.
so yeah. So it's either, if you pay yearly, it breaks down to $12.99 a month. If you pay just monthly, oh, and this is Canadian, by the way, folks. This is Canadian cost. It is
Okay.
$16.99 a month.
Yeah. I had a Pro account at one stage of the game, and I wasn't using it enough to justify it. So I canceled it, went back to the free version.
Yeah.
But you can do almost everything you want to do without the Pro version.
Absolutely.
Almost everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so there we go. That's all done.
One other thing, it says publish over there. What's the publish?
Publish is just another way so it gives you more options, right? So if I wanted to just download it, I can do that. Zoom in so you can see it. If I wanted to share this link, so I can then, it creates a shareable link where people can then see the file in Canva, but they can't edit it. So if you're looking for, you know, people's opinions, you can
download it.
You can then share the link. So then see here, it gives me a link. I copy that, I paste that in a new window. You see it gives it its own little URL. Now from there, I can copy the link. I can edit it because I'm logged in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what the share link is. But if I was not logged into my Canva account, then I would not be able to edit it. And then I can present it. So kind of like a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
So I can put together a bunch of different slides and present it like a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation.
Mm.
And then I can then publish it to my Facebook page, to my Twitter, and my email.
Now, one thing I discovered when I was playing around with creating a Pinterest pin template, if you choose a template that is labeled as a Pinterest template, once you're done, there's a link that that shows up in the corner that just goes directly to Pinterest and puts it into Pinterest. So I'm assuming that some of the others, like Instagram and whatever, wherever else you're wanting to post to, that it would probably do the same.
You would need to connect those services together, but yes.
Yes. Yeah.
The caveat to that is there are limitations to pinning stuff right through Canva because, for example, you wouldn't be able to add a URL within the description.
I discovered that yesterday. I did the automatic, and then I've been in there trying to figure out how in God's name I'm going to put the link, and I couldn't find a place to do it. Okay. So yes, I wish I'd known that day before yesterday.
All right, so I'm just uploading the file to Dave's. I've hacked into his computer.
Right.
And
right on.
Just
Javita, I think I thought I heard you sort of wanting to break in with a question as well.
No, I just want to ask Jay. Today, when I was working in Canva for my some Facebook design, I uploaded a image, and Canva automatically created the color palette for that particular image. Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So what it does is when you upload stuff, images or even graphics, it reads it's like it scans the file and says, all right, well, we notice these colors, because it has like an automatic eyedropper tool so that it finds those colors. So really what it does is it creates a convenience for you, saying, oh, okay, well, we notice you're using this color. Here's the color palette for it.
Oh, that's a really good.
Yeah, it's a nice feature to have.
Right on. Vivek, what about you? Any questions or comments?
No, I'm learning new things. So,
and we as usual, have gone over the 30 minutes. So, thank you, Jay, for being there and jumping in, because David, I don't know if what happened to David's.
I downloaded a new password and then it decided it wasn't going to use it.
Oh, there's always things that happen.
I use the Google login.
I do too. I do too.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was it knew that I needed it. Now, what I should have done is not try to log in. I should have just gone ahead and had it already logged in. But I thought I'd be extra diligent and show how you log in.
Right. So I see there's some comments that I should make a note of. Roz says she paid Australian 144 PA. What's that? I don't know what PA is. And Richard says the cost is the same in the USA as it is in
per annum.
Oh, per
PA
annum.
per
Okay,
annum.
per annum. Right. And then Roz says, yay, I've learned some new things. Thank you.
And I have my background up.
Oh, so if there. Oh, he's got it up already.
Oh my God. It's really so great.
So, thank you, Jay.
So cool.
Thanks for bailing me out.
No, it's all good.
So I want to thank both David and Jay. And I mean, I think we're all realizing that Canva is really a real time change, a time saver for all of us. So the more we can learn about it and make use of it, the better it's going to be for us. So thank you, Jay, so much. And thank everyone for being here. And I just want to remind everyone that it's important to do what you love with passion. Now I'm going to see if I can play the outro in my background. This is a workaround, folks, because of some difficulties that Zoom has with OBS. So, but we did discuss a workaround that we thought we might look at, but that will have to be later in the week. So maybe we see, if I say so long till now, I have to go way over here. Anyway, just a reminder, it's important to do what you love with passion, and we shall see you all next week. Bye for now.